Hey, Segovia. Back with another one. Hope everyone out there had a good weekend, y'all. We're back. Back with an hour banger. We're taking a walk on the dark side of TikTok. Let's have some fun today, y'all. Got a hot cup of coffee right here. We're gonna vibe out. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Let's get the video to 2,000 likes, y'all. We were on a streak of 2,000, and I took that break from Arizona. Let's get back to 2,000 likes, y'all. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Selena Gomez was at a red carpet event posing for cameras. As she shifts her weight, her leg seems to bend unnaturally, almost as if it's not fully human.
And at times, an outright refusal to share critical information with Congress. In short, it's not a track record that instills trust. So Congress has tried in recent years to lift the veil and find out if information about UAPs is being withheld, not only from the American public, but also from their elected representatives in Congress. Part of the transparency effort was legislation created in the Pentagon, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, but the new office is struggling to get its footing. A recent statutorily required report from AARO, intended to illuminate the government's historic assessment of UAPs, was heavily criticized by those seeking UAP transparency. The report has stoked suspicions AARO is unable, or perhaps unwilling, to bring forward the truth about the government's activities concerning UAPs. I'm disturbed that AARO itself lacks transparency. Even its budget is kept from the public. So if there is no there, then why are we spending money on it, and by how much? Why the secrecy if it's really no big deal and there's nothing there? Why hide it from the American people? Because I'm not a mathematician, but I can tell you that doesn't add up.
This TikToker and Instagrammer Wally Rashid unpacks exactly what went down, and of course, Israel was involved. Take a listen.
If you live in the United States, you might have remembered seeing the Zoomcopter toy kiosks in malls all across America in the early 2000s. Here's a video of one. If you're in your 20s or 30s, you might have remembered seeing these guys as a kid. They always tended to have a thick Israeli accent, and they let it fly up. What you might not know is that the Zoomcopter kiosks, especially in malls on the East Coast around 9/11, were actually front companies for Israeli intelligence gathering operations. Fox News actually did a 4-part investigation on this in the early 2000s. They ended up taking it down, but I'm going to play a clip of it in a second. This is a declassified FBI document of the report as well. Numerous classified documents by Fox News indicate that even prior to September 11th, as many as 140 other Israelis had been detained or arrested in a secretive and sprawling investigation into suspected espionage by Israelis in the United States.
Another part of the investigation has resulted in the detention and arrests of dozens of Israelis at American mall kiosks, where they've been selling toys called Puzzle Car and Zoomcopter. Investigators suspect a front. Shortly after the New York Times and Washington Post reported the Israeli detentions last month, the carts began vanishing. Zoomcopter's webpage says, "We are aware of the situation caused by thousands of mall carts being closed at the last minute. This in no way reflects the quality of the toy or its saleability. The problem lies in the operator's business policies."
Documents say they targeted and penetrated military bases, the Drug Enforcement Administration, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, dozens of government facilities, and even secret offices and unlisted private homes of law enforcement and intelligence personnel.
The majority of those questioned, quote, stated they served in military intelligence, electronic surveillance intercept, and or explosive ordnance units.
General Accounting Office investigation referred to Israel as Country A and said, according to U.S. intelligence agency, the government of Country A conducts the most aggressive espionage operation against the U.S. of any U.S. ally.
Maybe also don't trust mall kiosks or something, because this stuff has been going on. Like, they are so ahead of us. It's crazy. It's a very sophisticated network. And by the way, Wally Rashid, man, he took it way too far. If he's not at a Holocaust museum tomorrow taking a photo, it's over, totally over for that kid, man, because, you know, you're not allowed to look back at history and start noticing a pattern that every time there's some blackmail operation, Israel is somehow involved.
Yet another CEO has just made a fatal mistake. So on Thursday night, a very famous Polish tennis player was signing autographs for fans and attempted to give his cap to a young boy in the crowd. That's when a fully grown man snatches it to the disbelief of the boy and then hides it in his partner's bag. And boy, Was that a mistake? Because as soon as this clip went viral, the internet didn't just identify the man and then absolutely
weasel.
scorch him online, but they also found that he is a CEO of a paving business, and then they started raining down hellfire in the form of bad reviews. Now, the Polish CEO has since deactivated all of his social media accounts, and according to the tennis player, Kamil, the CEO has since attempted to apologize to the boy and his family. And this all actually has a pretty happy ending, because instead of just getting the hat, Kamil went out of his way to find the boy and then give him a replacement and even more gifts. So, for any CEOs watching, lay low. This is not your time.
Yeah.
So the Powerball jackpot is over $1 billion for today's drawing. I had to go to the store to pick up a few things, and I thought, I'll get a quick pick on that. Now, I always use my credit card and not my debit card because of the fraud protection, of course, and then I pay off my credit cards. Well, the lady noticed that I paid with my credit card, and she's like, whoa, you can't use your credit card to purchase these lottery tickets. And I said, what? She's like, well, you can, but she told me that the lottery commission will refuse to pay out if you use a credit card because they consider that you're not using your money, you're using the credit card company's money. I thought, you gotta be fucking kidding me. She's like, no, I'm serious. She's like, so I need to refund you your money and then use your debit card to purchase it. So that's what we did. And then she gave me both of the receipts, you know, the receipt for the original purchase on the credit card and then the receipt for the refund. But you see how these sons of bitches try to weasel their way out of everything so that they can keep more of their goddamn money. So remember that if you go to buy a lottery ticket and you win big, they will not pay you out if you use a credit card because supposedly, that's not your money. That's the credit card company's money, even though I'm the one who pays the damn credit card bill every single month. This is ridiculous. Let me know if you've ever heard about this. This is Grim. Get the rant. Like, share, follow for more.
That's annoying. Like, what if I'm with somebody and I'm like, hey, I forgot my wallet. Can I borrow $5? Can I get a pick lottery ticket, please? Are they not going to sell it to me? Yeah, they're going to sell it to you, even though it's like not your money, right? That's annoying.
On the next video.
These videos were posted on social media by an IDF soldier. They show the controlled destruction of entire neighborhoods. They were reportedly taken in Ghaza'a, a town in southern Gaza. By July 2025, it was completely flattened.
This is just another way of letting you know that they watching whatever the hell you do on your cell phone. So it's been confirmed that iOS 26 will now freeze your FaceTime video calls if it detects nudity. Like, what the fuck you doing watching for anyway? Like, ain't that invasion of privacy? Now, it goes on to say one of the features you will be able to use with iOS 26 now only available in the development beta is protecting your privacy during video calls. Your iPhone can now automatically pause a FaceTime call if it detects someone undressing or showing nudity. But you will be given a message, the audio and video of this call has been paused because it may be showing sensitive content. If you're feeling uncomfortable, you should consider ending the call. Like, who came up with this update and why? People know what the hell they doing if they decide to get nude on their motherfucking FaceTime. That's just another way to say these motherfuckers watching what the fuck we doing. Now, I don't know if you can bypass the update, but just keep in mind, they watching.
Why did nobody tell us that paper plates are not actually made out of paper? When you look close enough, when you look at this label right there, you see Soak Proof Shield trademark, which is a proprietary coating. They won't even tell you what it is, but it is a petroleum-based plastic coating that they're putting over these paper plates. It's basically like you have Teflon on top of your paper plates. So if you're eating off this, if you're putting this in the microwave, you are releasing chemicals, microplastics into your food. So I would not be using these. Plus, terrible for the environment, these single-use plastic paper plates, whatever the hell it is. It's not going to go in my house. You want to eat off glass, stainless steel, or non-glazed ceramic, but leave these in the garbage.
I also offer milkshakes on my Dirty Soda trailer, and the premium ice cream that I usually buy was out of stock for this weekend. So this is Aldi's Sunday Shop brand. Accidentally left it in the back of my trailer from Friday night until late morning over the Labor Day weekend, late morning on Monday, and it did not melt.
Yeah.
Like what
mayonnaise.
kind of chemical
Cottage cheese.
disgusting wizardry is this?
You remember, listen, you remember when I told you the industry is rigged? You remember when I told you that? I said, yo, the industry is rigged, you can buy a number one? Remember when I told you that? You can buy a number one? Do you remember when I told you, yo, you can buy a number one? You remember when I told you that? This industry is not what it seems to be. Listen, I bet you there's rappers in here right now that can rap way better than me. You can rap way better than me. You will never be where I'm at because this industry is rigged. It's rigged. I'm trying to tell you how this game is marketed. Like, I'm trying to tell you. Yo, the labels tell you, yo, listen, you have to sit down with Spotify, sit down with Apple. You have to do this interview. You have to. If you don't want to, you have to. You have to go see this person and sit down and talk to them. You have to go and do this. You have to. Yo, you gotta check the boxes. Literally, you can say, I don't feel like doing that. I don't even like that person. You have to. You're a puppet.
Okay, my conspiracy of the day is that I don't believe that every person that we see out in public is a real human being with a soul and a heartbeat. I think there's NPCs walking around that are not real humans, almost like extras in a movie, background characters. Call me crazy, but I don't believe it.
This right here is a motherboard, and this is a pattern inside of an old Tartarian building. As you can see, they are one in the same. See, the Tartarians and our ancient ancestors knew exactly how to harness real energy, free energy. All of these ancient buildings were power plants. They harnessed energy from the ether, from the atmosphere. The motherboard circuit on the floor is just an example of the sophisticated knowledge that they had and they possessed about energy. This is why Tartaria was wiped from our history books, guys, because they want us paying the bills. They want us, slaving in the system. A world where this ancient technology still exists would not benefit the parasites at the top. And the truth has always been in plain sight, right in front of our faces. We just need the eyes to see. Peace and love.
Something incredibly weird's going on. The more you watch this video, the crazier it's gonna get. Because this guy right up there has been missing for about 6 days now. That thing, and of course there's no interviews, no TV interviews, no spottings, whatever, but it gets weirder. Because people keep posting pictures they claim are certain things, and it actually turns out the pictures were a while ago. So why is this happening? Sorry, 3 times. They're claiming that this is him as well. Does it not remind you of the royal family? We're about to get into it. I just think it's insane that in today's time, we have situations like this where we don't know where people are who run the country. So if you know me, you know I like to do photo forensics. This is the picture of him claiming to be spotted today in Virginia. First thing to note, that floor is from Mar-a-Lago, not Virginia. Second, all AI processors said it was not an AI image. But look how just dark the lines are, especially on that mirror. That up there is what it's supposed to look like when it's an actual image. It's supposed to be natural and faint lines, not dark ones. I mean, honestly, that's kind of pointless. I could have showed you this first. Because the metadata of this image shows that the base layer of the image was 2022. Now you'll say, oh, that's not Trump from 2022. We know that. The base layer of a CGI photo, meaning the base layer, the background, whatever they used first to put over new pictures was 2022. It was also edited on an Apple computer. They're like, oh, he was spotted. And enhanced, that just does not look like him. By the way, I'm making no allegations here. TikTok. Now, Grok claims the picture is from May 29th, 2024. But the weird part, the image will not show up anywhere online besides just a few hours ago. So what's Grok talking about? Grok is probably noticing one of the elements or the pieces of the picture and is claiming that's the whole picture. But again, in what world is this kind of stuff necessary? Surely he could just make a video and say, here I am, it's me. It's just really weird. He had just posted this on his account, or maybe somebody else posted it on his account, unrelated, and completely unrelated again, 1000%. We had him just come out and saying that he could take over. And then this again. Hey, if you're watching this on TikTok, you better go watch the rest on the red play button, the blue button, or the IT platform, because get banned TikTok.
This is your traditional 2-story home. It's a 3-bedroom, got over 1,700 square feet, and it's listed at $195.
It's a little high.
But it's in our price range.
It's a little high. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something, brother. from the future. And I bet you money, cash, if everything we see in there, 195, at that time period, probably would be 450. I'm calling it probably 450 today. Where along the lines did we lose the plot? Because I'm saying this, we haven't even seen the house. These are how houses should be priced. Like they shouldn't be on like, bruh.
This is a nice ranch.
Yeah, this is a 4-bedroom, 2 3/4 bath, priced at $157.
That's a great.
I stand people that overreact.
Receipts, recipes, the plot. We need to send a search and rescue mission for the plot because we have lost it. What do you mean? Look at this, bro. 4-bedroom, 2 3/4 bathroom for $157? Oh my God. I don't understand why everything wanted to get expensive when I become an adult. Like when I was a child, I was like, man, I can't wait to purchase a house and I should get the house on those specs alone.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is real.
2,550 square feet. I say just get the house alone based on these specs. Even for the time period, this is a great price.
Man,
I don't realize, y'all. They seem, all these people that make these videos about houses, it happened from 2020, early 2020 to 2022. Ooh, 150, 400, like that. It wasn't, the boomers in the, in the 90s buying houses and now 2025, no, 2020 by 2022, 300,000 in equity in these houses. So that's when it happened, yo. This happened, they say because of the pandemic. I don't know. That's when I saw it. That's when I was going to buy a house. Early 2020 in March. Got talked out of it. Houses were like 160, 170. That same house now is going for like 400, 450. 7% interest rate overnight. I would have been rich right now, y'all, if I would have got that house. But I wouldn't have had Mama Bear. I wouldn't have had my boy. So I'm thankful that I didn't. But still,
Williams really did set the tone when he said this was going to be the year of truth. So I have been on not only Filipino TikTok, but Indonesian TikTok all of last night up until this morning, okay? And if you don't know what's going on, in the Philippines, there has been a flood, okay? And as we know, like when a natural disaster happens, there are funds allocated to help after that natural disaster, okay? So like in America, we got FEMA and other organizations that help out with that. Don't know what it is in the Philippines. However, the citizens of the Philippines are finding out where their flood funds have gone to because, of course, it ain't helped them. Apparently, the children of the officials who are supposed to handle this are wearing the flood funds. And when I say wearing the flood funds, I mean nothing but tacky Chanel, Louis Vuitton, like I said, put together in the most tackiest of ways. These are these people's taxes. They need help during this flood, right? And instead of getting the help they need, the children of the officials who are supposed to be taking care of this are going on lavish trips. I mean, I saw one Filipino TikToker go, you know what, if at least you're going to steal my shit, at least put an outfit together and it look nice if you're going to be all corrupt. Now, some of these children have responded to it. Others don't give a fuck, okay? Others are saying, well, why should we blame the children? Because they're benefiting and they know where that fucking money is coming from, right? Now let's jump to Indonesia, where the president has said, you know what, open fire on these motherfuckers. Yes, he has given the military the right to open fire on its citizens because they are tired of being overtaxed, okay? They are tired of seeing the rich get richer and them struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle and nothing happen. And I thought to myself, like as an American, I'm like, wow, this is really blatant. But then I had to slap myself and be like, bitch, you have seen corruption in your own country, okay? They just put another light over it. They're not as blatant as the Philippines or Indonesia or, other countries who really don't give a fuck and their citizens really can't say anything. Y'all, I don't know what's going on in this world, but all I do know is that the structures that were put together, that were supposed to help people, supposed to govern people, all these bitches need to be burned down. I used to say I didn't know whether I wanted to save the world or help it get set on fire. But at this point, I am at scorched the earth. This is insane. And for the people in the Philippines, dear God, you work every day, right?
It's, like, this is what they want. They want an American talking about Philippines that at the end of the day, she don't care about them. She ain't losing sleep, but she's distracted. Right? She's distracted because that same stuff that's going on over there is happening 10 times worse over here with taxes and all that. The rich getting all our money, not putting it where they're supposed to. But she's over here talking about the Philippines, which has nothing to do with us, right? I don't know what's going on over there, but think about it. At the end of the day, ain't nothing we're going to be able to do about it. It's here we got to do something about it. But these people over here making videos about the other side of the world, wasting energy, wasting stress, while the people here are sitting back collecting their money, laughing. It's
You
annoying.
don't make that much. A flood comes, and all of a sudden, these motherfuckers got Chanel, they in Rome, they in France, and you can barely afford to eat. Pull out the guillotines, man. Pull out the guillotines. Like, what the fuck?
Think that cartoons would be the last place you'd see real witchcraft, right? But in actuality, that's the best place for it to hide. Shows like Owl House, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Little Demon, and even Disenchantment, they don't just feature magic. They use actual spellcasting structures straight out of the occult. You will literally see characters using incantations in Latin, drawing sigils, and sometimes even full-on draw a summoning circle right there on the screen, which are all methods real witches use. Some shows even hire witchcraft consultants just to make sure that their shows are 100% authentic. That's not just storytelling, that's strategic exposure. They're not just trying to get the next generation comfortable with casting and conjuring and communicating with demons. They're trying to initiate their souls before they realize what happened. And the more entertaining, the more desensitized they become. That's why you usually see your favorite people always doing the same type of dark roles. They're already initiated. So the devil isn't just showing up in horror, he's showing up in animation as well. Bright and funny does not equal innocent. It's just indoctrination in disguise. Conviction over comfort. Follow me if you're into that. Shalom.
It's a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in.
I think that Justin Timberlake stole Chris Kirkpatrick's career. Last night, I saw Chris Kirkpatrick perform with O-Town at the Voodoo Lounge in Kansas City. It was great. They still got it, sang all the hits, they know what they're doing. Something I noticed about Chris Kirkpatrick's performance and his singing is that he takes the high parts. He has a pretty high vocal register. So much so that when he was singing the Justin Timberlake parts of NSYNC songs, it sounded a lot like Justin Timberlake. Not just that they both have a high vocal register. Timberlake and Kirkpatrick actually have very similar singing voices. Chris Kirkpatrick is the founding member of NSYNC. He had known Lou Pearlman but was really pissed off because he did not get the opportunity to audition for the Backstreet Boys. So he asked Lou Pearlman if he could form another singing group. This is often the case with boy bands. The person with the highest vocal register usually gets the solos and sings the verses. In other words, the person with the highest voice is kind of the de facto main singer of the band. And I think Chris Kirkpatrick was thinking that he was going to be that guy when he started to form this group. Interesting to look at all their really early promotional photography. It's always Chris Kirkpatrick in the middle. He's the guy putting himself in the middle and these other guys are formed around him. Then Timberlake comes into the group and he also has a high voice. And he is perhaps a little more conventionally attractive than Chris Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick. So for giving lead singer status to the most attractive member of the group, JC was right there. And slowly, this whole plan that Chris Kirkpatrick had starts to unravel before his eyes. The record label kind of starts to market him as sort of the weird one of the group. And Timberlake is the one that gets pushed to the front, even with his hair like this. This was a choice, by the way. And Timberlake becomes the big star. He gets the big successful solo career. He gets to star in all the big movies. Chris Kirkpatrick is just some guy he used to know. Something didn't go according to plan here. What happened here? There's something we're definitely not being told.
R. Kelly's ex-cellmate, Ronnie Bo, literally exposed the truth about Jay-Z, why R. Kelly was locked up and why Jay-Z should be locked up with R. Kelly based off of some of the things that he's done, okay? And he confirms that he has had close conversations with R. Kelly about the relationships in the music industry, the things that they try to get you to do, which cause R. Kelly to be placed in prison, okay? And the relationships such as P. Diddy and Jay-Z, and man, he goes over a lot. But I want to show you guys some things that he said, including how Jay-Z attempted to take his life, okay? But let's go ahead and hop into this video, watch it, and react to it. Before we do me a quick favor. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm so that this video can reach more people like yourself. I truly appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and hop in.
That you were just speaking upon with regards to Cat Williams. Like, he is one of the greatest comedians of all times, and it's definitely a reason why he didn't get the opportunities that he deserved. And the same is true for R. Kelly. Like, for the record, I'm not trying to take up for R. Kelly, but a lot of the things that he spoke upon are believable to me, because R. Kelly, even to this day, he one of the most accomplished musicians, R&B singers ever, if not number one. And if it wasn't for him, you know, not willing to do certain things, he would be at the top of the game right now, because you got to think of all the people he wrote songs for. He even wrote songs for Michael Jackson, you know what I mean? And a lot of other big name celebrities and singers, but he didn't get the rewards that he rightfully deserved. With regards to his accomplishments, like his music catalog alone was worth $1.2 billion, right? And it was worth that much before they named Jay-Z a billionaire and before they named Diddy a billionaire, you know? But we saw R. Kelly's career start to decline, and that's rare, and there's something strange about that, with him being as successful as he was and being a songwriter and having a catalog worth $1.2 billion. It indicates that something behind the scenes was going on. Like, and according to him, you know, there was things behind the scenes going on, and one was that he wasn't in compliance with certain agendas. He wanted to produce different type of music. They wanted him to over-sexualize his music, and they actually wanted him to do some very derogatory, degrading things to be a man, you know what I'm saying? A man who respect and honor your manhood, you know what I mean? So he was punished for his lack of compliance, you know? And the whole time we had people out here like Jay-Z, who seemingly is just a genius businessman, and he got all these accomplishments. Now he's supposed to be worth $2.5 billion, and his circumstances is just now turning into what it seems like R. Kelly went through. If you can remember back in like 2001 or 2002, R. Kelly was charged back then with doing some things with a 14-year-old girl. Right. And now fast forwarded to today, Jay-Z is being investigated for that and being sued already for doing some things with a 13-year-old girl, you know, a year younger than the one that R. Kelly was initially indicted for. If you look at my previous interviews, like I first went viral in the beginning of 2023 about, you know, my situation with R. Kelly. And even since then, I was telling the public, not just indirectly, but sometimes directly, that the same thing that people look down on R. Kelly for, Jay-Z was engaged in the same type of activity. So my only point was, why y'all still honor him? Because y'all think he didn't, or because y'all don't know? Like, some of the facts was out there, like his artist.
Because the machine's not done with them, right? But what he made a good point with R. Kelly, he was getting these sued, and allegations came out in early 2000s. And then I don't know when this happened, let's just say 2018, boom, he's arrested. Well, Jay-Z had these allegations. So in 10, 15 years, is it going to come out? Boom, the machine's done with them. He's done. Next one's already doing it, right? Took his spot. Make sure you guys hit that like, y'all. Let's get to 2,000 likes. Please hit that like. That's creepy.
At this point, that wasn't even a glitch. That was straight up manifestation. That was manifestation at its finest. Like, what demonic spirit is that? That was actually very creepy. Like, that was like unsettling at next level unsettling. You can't tell me anything. Like, that lady is dabbling, has been messing with these demonic spirits. But that's the thing about these spirits. They use these bodies as vessels, because these celebrities and these people who open themselves up to those spirits in that world to reach a level of fame and fortune, they lose themselves. They have almost no control anymore sometimes, because the demon just manifests, it just shows up, and they open themselves up to it. Seriously. So naturally they're going to manifest, okay? Because everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritually based. Even if you don't think it, it's so spiritual, you know? So I'm not surprised. It's just very wicked. And the fact that somebody caught this in this moment, I don't really think it was a glitch. I think that was just truly what it was. And the enemy is going to show you who you are worshiping. The enemy is going to show you who you are supporting. He's going to always end up showing you in between the lines, because God is going to allow you to see. God doesn't want people to be blind. He said, for people perish for their lack of knowledge. They perish for not knowing. He wants you to know, and he needs you to know. Won't be going to there. Now, if it was like 2007, I would have showed up to a Taylor Swift concert, but not today. For one, like, her music is not like it used to be anyway. I'm not a fan of it. Sorry. And then two, like, what? I'm not going to celebrate no demon. No. Next caller. You can't tell me that wasn't creepy. I don't care what you say. That was just next level creepy. That was next level.
And choose the dragon bases power.
What has that got to do with anything?
Men worshipped the dragon, for he had given his authority to the beast.
Who is
And they
this?
worshipped the
Lady
beast,
Gaga?
for who is like the beast, and who can fight against the beast?
Same old.
It was allowed to make war on the saints and to conquer them.
First question, what has that got anything to do with music? Imagine me sat here doing this video and there's rings of fire and all mad stuff going on. It's got nothing to do with anything. For those who know, we know why they do it. But Mr. General Public, Mrs. General Public, they haven't got a clue. And when you look at the cost of these things, they ain't cheap. The pyro displays, a lot of money goes into them. And this is exactly why I can't remember the last time I went to a concert. Call me boring, but I know what's going on. Set your energy and don't let these duppies and demons harvest it.
In fact, I have never been to a concert in my life. Never been. I've never been to a club, never been to a concert. I'm boring. Segovia's been boring. I've been a homebody since I was 17, 18 years old, right? I always tell Mama Bear, like, are you bored? You want to go do something? Like, this is what, if I didn't have you and I was out here by myself, I'd be doing the same thing right here, chilling by myself. You know what I mean? I've always been that way, but we're going to be going live on this channel. Y'all, on this channel, we're on our lives. I don't know if you guys remember my old school lives I used to do on here. We just watch, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 YouTube videos that have to do with this type of topic. We're going to start doing that on my second channel. We're going to do more, you know, outdoor stuff, outside cleaning, things like that on that channel when we go live. And some true crime over there too. But the days I don't have the baby, we'll probably start going live, y'all. So make sure you guys stay tuned and hit that like button.
Peculiar man's name is Israel Ben David, and it's said that he is now claiming to be one of the 2 witnesses that will be revealed in the end times tribulation. What we know about him is that he lives in Israel on a farm on the mountain of Samuel, in the very place the prophet Samuel lived and established the first prophetic school, Ramah, around 11th century BCE. He is a messianic Jewish minister, found his salvation through Jesus, now preaches Jesus, and through his videos and the spreading of the gospel through Israel is warning people that we are living in the last days.
Jesus, Yeshua coming soon. And I ask you today, are you ready?
Now, we know that the Bible teaches that the 2 witnesses are going to be revealed in the second half of the 7-year tribulation. Revelation 11 describes the 2 witnesses prophesying for 42 months while dressed in sackcloth, which is during the tribulation period. Daniel 9 indicates the tribulation lasting 7 years being divided into 2 halves, and the first half being a time of peace. Then in the second half, the 2 witnesses appear. Their timing is significant because it coincides with the Antichrist consolidating his power. Some believe that the 2 witnesses are significant people in the Old Testament who will be brought back, and some believe that the 2 witnesses are alive, living amongst us now. We are definitely living in some interesting times. Let's see what happens next.
As a cop, what's something, cop or U.S. Marshal, just your line of work, what is something that the everyday American doesn't even think about that's going on that you guys are dealing with?
The amount of shit we see on a daily basis. So you can go easily from like when they say 0 to 100, like seriously, you can go from a call where someone locked themselves out their house. You leave that, you're driving to another call. You see a car, you get an in progress call, which an in progress call is like it's happening now. Mm-hmm. So you got to get there. You could go from there. Then you could go to a domestic where a dude just, beat the brake pads off his wife and he's hammered drunk.
Always
and
drunk.
You leave there and you could go to a DUI where a guy T-boned another car and killed somebody. I mean, just the amount of emotions that you're going through that the normal American does not deal with. You might you're dealing with everyone's shit in an 8-hour period, or however many hours you're working. Like you might have one thing bad happen to you this week, but I'm seeing in an 8-hour period, everybody's shit in one. And then there's really nothing you can do. There's these hotlines that you can call to be like, hey, listen, that doesn't really solve the problem of the trauma that you're seeing when you're out there answering these calls and having to deal with these people. All on top of the fact that nobody likes the police nowadays. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, how rewarding is it? It's only up to you how rewarding it is. Because you're doing the right thing at the end of the day.
Do y'all remember that Disney movie that came out in 1998 called Brink, which was about 2 rival teams constantly competing against each other? The black and yellow team had the gear, the fame, the clothes, the money. They had it all. But the other skaters was just normal skaters. They called themselves soul skaters, meaning they just skate for fun. The father hurt his back or something, so he wasn't able to work no more. So they was kind of like behind on bills. And the son, who skate, heard them talking about this. So when he heard that the team that he was against, which was his opposition, was getting paid a lot of money to skate, that's when he made the move to go over there with them. He told them exactly how much he get paid, which was bait to get him over there. So he secretly going behind his own team back. He ditched them. He ditched practice with them just to go over here where he at so he can earn some money. And like I said, he doing all this to help his family out on bills. So check it out, he finally getting paid for skating. While he getting paid, one of his team members came and pushed that boy hard as hell on the ground. Bro, she was mad as hell. She pushed that boy hard, bro. And his team all mad with him, saying, yeah, this is why you dished us to hang with these sellouts and all that. Well, you reap what you sow, because a little while after that, she fell on some rocks. And here you go again, apologizing for skating with the other team. And he told her straight to her face, my parents needed the money.
Fell on rocks that his teammates threw out there. He didn't mention that. I was a Brink fan back in the day, y'all.
And you know what she said? We all need money, but it doesn't mean anything. Girl, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, you were the one who told me about soul skating. About skating from the heart.
Man, the hell with soul skating and skating for the heart. Man, I'm skating for the money. Your parents finna get kicked out of their own house and your ass over here crying because she fell on some rocks. Talking about we soul skaters, we skate for free. Man, who in the hell want to skate for free? Sitting up here skating, going up all up in the air, doing all them tricks, falling down on the ground, hurting yourself, and you don't want to get paid for that? Over here feeling down because you dished them because you want to go get some money to help your parents pay some bills? Man, the hell with them. What if you got kicked out of your house? Who was gonna help you? Not them, because they don't got no money. They skate for the soul. Shout out to that boy Brink. He was doing what a man's supposed to do. Take care of his family. So the hell with them other team members. Those ain't your real friends. These your real friends. He should have stayed with them, bro.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, there's a part where his family needed money, where I understand it, but those people that he was getting money with, they're the ones that threw the rocks out because they were losing the competition. So then, like, these people are hurting, your friends just to win and get money. You know what I mean? Well, it's just different time back then. Now people are like money, 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 money. But back then, we didn't have social media, seeing these so-called rich people flaunting on, yachts and all that. We just wanted to chill. We just wanted to chill outside. That was the thing to do. We didn't even think about doing things for money, like playing video games for money now. Like, we were just after school playing our friends, maybe for a dollar or two, betting on a game or something, right? But now these people are like, we got to get a $5,000 setup and play video games and stream it, and you know what I mean? Now it's all about money, but back then it was all about the fun of the game, y'all.
A conspiracy theory about Crumbl Cookie. So in 25 years, maybe 50 years, after everybody has started to die off from this generation, they're going to come out, the government's going to come out, and they're going to tell you that Crumbl Cookie was a social experiment. They wanted to see how they could control the masses to actually believe that these cookies were good because they had a couple social media influencers tell people it was good. And what do? You buy the cookies. You like keep thinking, hey, maybe this is better than the last batch because it's new flavors, and you try it, and it's disgusting. Until here's a social experiment comes in, you start to convince yourself maybe they're really good. I mean, because if
Never had
everybody
'em.
else keeps talking about them, and if they got all the video, but let me tell you, there is a people who have not failed to the social experiment, and they not falling prey to what the government trying to do, which is why you look at the different reactions of Crumbl Cookie, and it's like, nah, bruh, this ain't good. You can't convince me. So I'm just trying to give a warning that in 25 to 50 years, you will see this social experiment come to light. Cause them cookies is nasty, bro. Y'all can't convince me otherwise. So this is my theory. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Hit the follow. Let's talk about it.
Here's a question. Why can somebody not drink a beer
This is
on the
real talk
street,
right here.
right? But you can have somebody bent back over, leaning like this on the street, on dope in the Tenderloin. Well, people got their kids, they're walking them through the loin on their way to school, and they got to deal with all this.
Them 3 celebrities that passed away, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan. They say deaths happen in 3. What's your take on that?
All death always happen in 3s. These people make agreements. They make agreements with people who are worshiping and serving malevolent supernatural entities. When it's time for them to collect, they're gonna collect. With all of these agreements, the trade-off is eventually they're gonna want your life. It's not a coincidence you see all of these stars dying in bathtubs in Hollywood, dying. People dying, their dog is dead, the cat is dead. This type of things are taking place because of agreements people are making in exchange for seeing their name in lights. How many times have you seen celebrities die and they ended up being broke at their death? All about the trade-off.
So you saying a lot of these celebrities be knowing that they have like a little time period to have a little fame and the money, and eventually that they know like you die at a certain time?
They don't know when, but they do know doom is impending for sure. Look at Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey spoke out about some of this shit, and 2 days later, his wife was dead. He haven't spoke out ever since.
Why do they want your life? Is that just like some Masonic ritual, or like is that how it just works?
You ever heard the term, oh, I sold my soul? That's what they mean. At the end, they want your soul. In order to get your soul, they gotta get it from your corpse. The only time your soul leaves your body is when your physical body is dead.
I'm thinking though it meant like, we just control you, you know what I'm saying? Like you have no more control and you have no more free will of your own. and we control you now.
They can't control your soul because your soul isn't yours. Your soul was given to you. What they can't control is what you do to affect others, to corrupt them. They control what you do, what you say, who you say it to. They keep you under a list of parameters. In Rock Nation contracts, and it's in the literature of the contracts, you cannot speak about Jesus. Literal fight between good and evil, for sure.
So now that
So I think when they say they sold their soul to you know what, that it means we're going to give you everything for these, let's just say 60 years, right? You make it at 20 and at 80, you're gone. Let's just say that. So for 60 years, you're going to have all the money, you're going to have all the cars, you're going to have all the women, you're going to have whatever you want, a buffet of it. But for eternal life, you're down there. Which eternal life, I don't know if people can fathom that, but it's never ending. This ends, right? This life we have right here, it's gone. 60 years compared to eternal life is less than a blink of an eye. Doesn't sound like it when you're thinking about it. But if you think of eternal to 100, if you live to be 100 years old, that's a blink of an eye. That's nothing. Nothing. But people sell it to have everything right here. And I don't think they fathom what that means for eternal life, y'all. That doesn't sound like a good deal. That doesn't seem like a good investment. Sounds like a liability.
The Rock do exactly what I said he would do, there's an added layer of complexity that I ain't really covered last time. See, not
I put
only
these
did
backwards.
he take down the amount of gear he was using, but he also switched up which substances he was using. See, he lost this amount of weight in an extremely short period of time. That doesn't happen without some very extreme elements. Now, again, he's going to tell you it's because of chicken, broccoli, and rice. Hard work, dedication, all that good stuff.
Did it right.
He's lying. See, everybody think that gear makes you big. There's also stuff that can make you small, stuff that will curb your appetite, stuff that'll stop you from retaining water. And it's a very dangerous game because he was already at risk because of his heart condition. So now he done went from this to this in a matter of months. Now I want you to pay attention because this is what he gonna do. He gonna say, yeah, I'm leaner, but I'm still heavy. I was 260 before, now I'm about 220, maybe 215. I'm just gonna ask you this. Does this look like the separation of just a few months or a few years? If you're smart, you already know the answer. And if he did basically a year's worth of transforming inside of 2 months, y'all think he did that naturally, huh? Come back here when the news hit that people haven't seen The Rock in a little while. People start speculating that he might have. It's not gonna have happened because he actually did. It's gonna be because of that scare. Because I promise you, this is an insane amount of pressure on this man's heart. The Rock has a heart disease. In a year's time, The Rock is going to lose a lot of weight, and he's going to say that he did it through diet alone. He's going to be lying. He's really going to lose it because he's taking down the amount of gear that he may allegedly be taking. This is the MO of fake naturals. I want The Rock to be healthy. I want you to be healthy. Please do not abuse gear so you can build a goofy fitness page that you could have built naturally. Allegedly, The Rock and Triple H both faked being natural. The Rock and Triple H both have heart conditions. The Rock and Triple H both have multiple millions of dollars and the connections and the influence to make sure that they can get emergency surgery so they don't expire after years of alleged gear abuse. You can't afford Chipotle. Please stop playing with your life. It doesn't make any sense. The vast majority of transformations that I see from some of y'all who are abusing gear super early don't realize that you are one bad day away from not seeing tomorrow.
He's all backwards, y'all. Apologize.
Is there a Bigfoot story that really sticks out to you? We did a documentary out in Washington State called Sasquatch and the Missing Man. And we went to ground zero of West Germer. The way he got into the topic was him and his brother went out on the mountain after their dad passed away, just kind of blow steam one night. They were just driving around and they found themselves on a logging road. And they pull off onto even more of a logging road. It's like overgrown and everything. And they're just sitting there. And then they start hearing what they thought was people walking in on them. It wasn't until whatever was behind the car growled that they realized this isn't people. And he said that the growl was so deep that they could feel it in the car. They could physically feel this growl vibrating in them. They back the vehicle out and they pull off down the road just a little bit, and Woody pulls over, their adrenaline's pumping, and there's these Bigfoot creatures that start coming out of the, not just one, many, all ranging in sizes. One was in the tree next to them. They could see the silhouette of it. And the biggest one would like march across this logging road in an aggressive way, like almost like trying to like strut its stuff, like, yeah, you want some of this? And another one dropped down on all four, and he said the way it crossed the road was on all four, and it didn't walk with its arms and legs like you would think. It literally used its fingers and its toes to walk across the road. They come out, they start talking about this story, and I was like, Wes, would you let me come out there and shoot a documentary on your story on Ground Zero? Take me there. And he's like, for you, I'll do it. And so we did, and we went out there and we documented this journey of going to Ground Zero where this legendary story happened. And the last night we were there, we had the most activity. Like something was coming in on the RV that we drove up there. So we go out and we hear that growl. I can tell you, it was so deep. I felt it in a split second. You're like, it's right there. Like that's how it felt. It was right there.
This is not random. 1,100 dead from the Afghanistan earthquake, Mexico earthquake, the Cannibal CME, and the Carrington event. You're gonna feel terrible the next 24 hours, but we'll get to that. So let's start out as usual. The Schumann frequency is showing us that something is up with the resonance of the Earth, just the vibration that we are all living in right now, like it always has. But what really is a Cannibal CME? Well, as you can see right here, it correlates perfectly with the earthquakes that we're having right this minute. Now, a Cannibal CME is when they say the sun shoots out a flare, but then a bigger one comes out and eats it, and there's like interplanetary action and a shockwave that hits the Earth. But did you know that on this day of 1859, we had the Carrington event? On this exact day, 1859, miners were waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning to make breakfast. They thought it was daytime. Also on this day, the most advanced piece of technology they had, the telegraph, went out completely everywhere. The northern lights were seen all over the world and even in Chile. Imagine that happened to our world today. What would happen? A massive blackout for weeks and months. It would destroy everything. But what really is a CME, or a solar flare? You see where it comes from, right? The north. What really is this frequency, and what is this Carrington event? Is it the beginning of our civilization? Listen to me very closely. When all these measurements of frequency shoot up on every recording device we have, what happens? The Earth starts to shake. And shortly after, or around that time period, the roads are quite literally flooded with dirt, wet dirt. What exactly is all this abnormal frequency that we keep seeing that lines up with earthquakes, other chaos, and other disasters every single time? We do know one thing. It comes from the north. I have two things for you to pause and read. Pause and read this. It's about God always being in the sides of the north and Satan trying to go to the sides of the north. Mount Zion, maybe Rupus Nigra, and then look at this. What happens every time the Lord's energy appears? Everything trembles. Wow, crazy. We'll have to get into it at a different time. But what's this mean? The most chaotic earthquakes in the world are happening around us every single month. Disaster, floods, people's brains acting weird every month. I not only believe, but I will prove over the next few months that these Carrington events are one, the start of our civilization, and also the end of our civilization. This won't happen in days and weeks, although it could. If you're watching this video right now on TikTok, you can catch the rest on the red play button, the blue button, or the IG button. Why? Because get banned TikTok.
All right, let's collectively use our critical thinking for a minute here. Now, the government and their scientists tell us that all of these massive holes are from meteors. Now, this is my question, guys. How do all these meteor holes form perfect circles, like it was coming straight down 90 degrees? That's it. Don't they come on an angle, hit the ground, and it should leave like a mark behind these holes as well? Do you know what I mean? But when we analyze these meteor craters across the world that are apparently from these massive meteors, they look like this. Now, how does that make any sense to you? Do you honestly believe the mainstream narrative, or is there something else that is possibly going on here? Because I, like many other people, are well aware that meteors aren't real. They wouldn't be able to get past the firmament if there was space above us, but there's not. The space is outwards, and the firmament is real. And meteors are a lie, and that's just pure example of it. Peace and love.
Look at this. Can you imagine this flying in the future? This is a Cadillac, and it flies. All right, take a look. Cadillac badge on top of the propellers. You have more propellers up here. Look at the shape of this vehicle. I mean, this is the future. When you open it up, look at all that space.
It's crazy, y'all. And it's
This
gonna
is
fly
called the
itself.
Cadillac personal space because it's for one person. Look at the size of that chair.
Just gonna put GPS and it's gonna take you there. You don't even have to do nothing. That's gonna be the future. Crazy. It's so crazy that that's a tradition that's been going on since the beginning of time that we still do now. Like when there's an eclipse, there's large gatherings of people that go out to see it celebrated. And that's been going on since the pyramids were built, right? And it's still something we do today. When there's an eclipse, everyone's eyes are in the sky. Whether you're with a large group of people or you're just go in your backyard and check it out. It's crazy. No birds, like, it's weird. Even the aliens freaking come out and check it out.
What's up, guys? Just wanted to share this video. This happened here in Arizona on August 25th. Thankfully, I was off that day, but I can only imagine how scary it must have been driving through it. I've been caught in those dust storms before. Not fun at all. Have you ever experienced one? What's the best thing to do in that situation? Stay safe out there, fellow truckers, and keep on trucking.
I don't know, y'all, but there has been a whole bunch of. I have never seen this since I've been here, right? Where I'm at, I've heard it with our dust storms we've had out here for the whole month of March, half of April, damn near every day dust storms like that. Can't even see the neighbor's house in back of you. Can't even see across the street. And this was like every day. And locals here were saying, I've been here 50 years, even on the news. Never, the weatherman, been out here doing weather forever. I've never seen this before. That in Arizona, never seen this before. Flooding in New York and New Jersey, I've never seen this before. Earthquakes, never seen this before. Whole bunch of things that are happening all over the world where people are saying, locals that have been there 50 plus years, I have never once seen this before in my whole life. And it's happening. I'm sure you've heard that in your city. Let me know down below. What have you heard that for? What was your disaster? Was it rain? Was it flooding? Was it dust storms? Was it hail? Was it snow when there's not supposed to be snow? Was it an earthquake, tornado, hurricane? Let me know. Mine was dust storms.
I've never seen it this dark before.
See?
Even the street light went on.
You're hearing that everywhere.
Y'all look at that dust storm. This is crazy. Don't that look like 9/11 or something just happened or something? Yeah, they said it's bad. Cause you can't see. This is ridiculous.
Hey, it's worse here than that. That's not that. It looks bad, but it's not that bad when you're in it. I've been in those. You can still see hundreds of feet in front of you. Out here, you can't even see 10 feet in front of your car. Yeah, that's pretty. No, that's pretty. Yeah, I probably would have pulled over because they passed
I
in
went
10
to
minutes.
one area
I think it's called Eastlake. Bro, do you know them boys claiming 63rd out there?
Okay, wait, hold on. Where Eastlake? Where's that at?
Eastlake is here in Kenya.
In Kenya.
They
got a gang.
Yes.
They claim 63rd.
Bro, they claiming gangs from my city, bro. They take their pictures the same way, the clothes is the same way. So like they whole culture with that drill music, bro, spread this far. And they got all type of bands on it. Bro, I seen a group of guys banging 60, claiming it, bro. Like, claiming it, bro. Talking about Duck, Tuka, all of that. That right there was crazy to see, bro. Like, that drill wave spread this far, for sure.
These would be some crazy people to talk to.
So
You
look.
know, like they must have studied the culture really good.
Kim, on my granny, it felt like I was kicking it with the Gulas. It felt like I was with the guys because we speaking the same lingo.
Crazy.
From, you know how we talk, what up gang, on phone them. Like they speak just like that. So I'm setting it up so we can interview like some of their artists and stuff like that.
Like it's crazy how far I reach. I get comments from, a fellow K family in Kuwait, New Zealand, you know, all over Australia. Let me know because YouTube did an update where it automatically translate my voice into like 50 different languages. If you guys are listening to this not in like English, let me know down below what language are you listening it to and how does it sound? Because it's a trip that the AI thing is just spreading content out to the world now where somebody in Kuwait is listening. Are you listening to this in English or are you listening to it in your native language? Let me know down below.
That children are being abused by pedophiles in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
So why are you sitting down talking to me? Why aren't you sitting down with the police right now?
I've told the police.
You've said you've had death threats. Another reason I think to go to police. That's a crime to threaten someone's life.
I've gone to the police with that as well.
What would be wrong with going to the police now again?
There's
Santa
a
Barbara?
statute of limitations, Matt, in the state of California, which protects people. It's not that way in New York. It's that way only where the movie industry is, conveniently enough, in California. If I were to go to the police, I would be the one who's getting sued.
I don't care how skeptical you are or how much you love certain films. There is too many people that have come out and had similar things to say about Hollywood. And as for the police doing nothing about it, well, I can believe that. We all know about a certain major case that was supposed to be brought to light that just got swept under the carpet, hoping we'd all forget, if you catch my drift. I'm so glad that people are waking up and removing and choosing to remove these people as idols, because they're definitely not anything to idolize.
We don't have privacy.
It's not real.
Privacy's not real.
No.
You can get on their phone. You can get into their computer. You can get into their private Google accounts. You can get into their private Apple accounts.
For the federal government and for the intelligence community, there's absolutely zero interest in the average person.
The person who's cheating on their spouse or avoiding $5,000 in taxes or who isn't paying their parking bills. Nobody cares. The federal government doesn't care about that.
I worked on a number of cases where I had to get FISA requests. When you want to collect information or take information from somebody who is an American citizen. Most people complain about, oh, they're targeting American citizens. They're looking at themselves in the mirror and thinking, oh, they're targeting American citizens. They're not thinking about the Chinese person who just came over and naturalized. They're not thinking about the, Iranian who's been here for a long time and naturalized.
The Al-Qaeda member who claimed to be a refugee to get here to get some sort of green card.
Some of those people are doing bad things, and some of those people are our adversaries who have infiltrated the United States and are here to gather intelligence. And so we have to get FISA requests to get the data on them.
Does that mean that you can go into their phone?
You have proven a link. You've given the court enough evidence to say, hey, look, this person's doing something bad and we need to gather more data on them. So it just opens the kind of data that you can get on that person.
And what kind of data is that?
Hey, you can get on their phone. You can get into their computer. You can get into their private Google accounts. You can get into their private Apple accounts.
Any
you can
kind
get
of data you can get access to. You can now use it to target them.
And Google would give you the password.
For most cases, if it comes down to national security, American companies will share details. And that's what a FISA request does, is it's a judicial claim. It's a judicial warrant, essentially, to say you will let this service onto that person's account. You're conditioned to believe that you have privacy.
Most people believe that they have a level of privacy that doesn't really exist. I also think that most people don't realize how many threats are around the corner, and that when they think about abuse of power, they're thinking about themselves and their families and their friends. Oh, law-abiding citizens are having their information hacked. That's not the case. I think the American government does a pretty good job of ensuring that evidence is built up to make sure that innocent people aren't being targeted. We're mission focused on protecting the United States of America and its citizens and our national security. And that is a small pool of people that we are really actually looking at, a small pool of dangerous people.
So the reality that we should realize is that we don't have privacy.
It's not real.
Privacy is not real.
No. People put too much confidence in technology and feel too confident in the privacy of technology. There's really nothing private about it. To an extent, yes. But if you think that nobody can ever look at your stuff, that's wrong.
King Von's old friend said that King Von actually went to hell, man. Let me know what you think about this.
Do you believe that Von went to heaven or hell?
Von is in hell right now.
And explain why you would say something like that.
Because the word don't speak off emotion.
That's a fact, bro. I think a lot of us be scared about what the word truly says. And it's a lot of hard stuff in there, but it's facts, bro.
Emotion will get you killed in the eyes of God. Your heart. God says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not onto thine own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
See, I like the way that he reading that word, boy. That thing, it made me tune in, bro.
Von lived out hell. God gave you a vessel that you might manifest what's in you. So Von manifested death. Von manifested murderers out of his mouth. Von in his death got people still glory in the kingdom of Satan.
Bro, he is not capping at all, bro. Like, if you really think about it, a lot of the stuff even connected to King Von to this day is attached to murder and death, bro, and beef, bro. If you think about Von, you always think about who died, who he had beef with, how he got killed. Like, it was so much attached to that, man. It was more spiritual than anything. They called that man a demon, bro.
In his death, it's people still putting curses upon themselves, curses upon their family, curses upon their friends. Who you think he gone?
It's really unfortunate, bro, because there's so many young black men, bro, like, who's really attached to the streets, man. That dude, he got out, man. He made money, bro. Like, he was set. Bro, that junk breaks my heart, man.
He was a serial killer who bragged about killing people, and he professed and confessed to be a demon.
He was dead, bro. If he wanted you out of there, he'll go do it himself on feet by himself.
Bro, like, the reputation, like, it sound like they bragging on it, but it's not a brag, bro. This is serious, bro. He's dead now, bro. This thing is serious.
Von gave me a lot of passes. He could have a couple times.
I was happy as hell when I found out Von was. I cooked for the whole day.
I was relieved for the community, man.
He said he was relieved for the community, bro.
He was over there torturing them guys, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Something's wrong with him. That's not human, man. You're not regular, man. He was the devil, man.
How are you rich and you're robbing people? You robbing producers. You robbing rappers. You got money.
So from what I hear, that documentary proves everything to be true. He is a serial killer, and he was a demon in human form.
We gotta pray for these people, man, for real, man. If you look for any new Christian music, I got this one.
I got my protection right here. Check this out. You guys, they didn't want you to know this, but icebreakers actually don't just break ice. They also break glass. Check this out.
They call them icebreakers, I guess.
Icebreaker?
With Gatorade. Imagine what that does to your stomach.
Of Gatorade.
It's Gatorade got in it.
Mix it up. Nice to get that. I will not buy icebreakers
All right,
again.
fam. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had some fun. It went by quick for me today. Sometimes these drag for me. I'm over here falling asleep because it is 6:20 in the morning, right? I woke up at 4 o'clock, had a couple cups of coffee, came up here and did the video before the baby wakes up. And man, I got energy. today was a breeze, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. We don't got much going on today. This is the big project today. Maybe if I'm feeling it, we'll do a reaction on the second channel, some true crime, something like that over there. We'll you know, I should have time today. I got all day. Mama bear don't get out till 5, so you know, put the baby for a nap. Maybe I'll take a little nap. Maybe on the second nap we'll come in here and do the video, y'all. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, get this video edited, get it up to my members. Speaking of my members, let's give a little shout out. We got a couple new members. Give a quick shout out to my members, y'all. I appreciate the love. If you guys want to join, there's a join button down here. Make sure you guys hit it. We got, I'm gonna butcher your name, brother. We got Jimmy Quao, Austin, right? Nurse Becky, and Missy Karika. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining the community. Anybody want to join, just hit that join button, y'all. You guys get some perks. I need to get better at making some shorts for you, for my second tier members. We'll be getting into all that, y'all. And if you guys are interested, I did a live on my second channel. Go check it out. It's up, it's on my page. You know, I was just outside cleaning the car, cleaning the garage, gave a little secret tip for YouTube. Anybody out there trying to get started on YouTube, I gave you guys a hell of a gem on there. Go check that out over there. But anyways, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Later.